Hello, my name is Sean. I am the CEO and the founder of Tribe and EINC. Tribe is a subsidiary company to EINC that focuses on a one application product that we are developing as a whole company. So it's a platform and a product built to empower and motivate the users. The Tribe mission is to empower people to be happier and improved. So the best quote I can probably think of that is well said by Warren Buffett is the best investment that you can make is investment in yourself. So that's the idea that where I first initiated this project about a year ago. Because I was heavily into investments and financial stability and stuff like that. But main thing was how can I personally and how can everyone around me that I seen business first starts off with a problem, and the problem was that why do I lack motivation and to be successful in something that I am pursuing currently, whether that's a small scale or long scale. So we came up with this idea, and then currently we do have a platform launching for general public on the App Store that we're planning to release probably in end of December. Um, I mean, it's great because New Year resolution is probably the most um, time where people are going to download our apps and try it on the individual level. That said, 92% of the people who set New Year goals never achieve them. So I think, or I know for confidence that Tribe is catered and designed to meet the mission, which is empowering people, giving them the tool and technology to be happier and improved and finishing their goals, and improving themselves from whatever dream or goals that they set out to do. The industry that we're trying to disrupt is the productivity and goal setting products and applications out there. It's just not merely good enough. A lot of them actually charges you, and a lot of them actually doesn't get. There are similar products out there, but what Tribe is like core center on their idea is that we're completely free for both the users, and we have an enterprise for employers. But main core is that you're able to get incentivized for what you have done. So for example, your goal is to drink water every day. I like to use this example a lot. When you want to drink water every day, we have a whole verification process through cameras and location sharing and stuff like that. The standard stuff that you allow every app to use. And then you are able to verify your goals, and then you're able to get paid for completing those goals. So why not do what's right? Why not do best thing and then get paid for it? That's the idea behind Tribe. We also have an idea of where why not reward people for doing good deeds as well. We do have like a movement and charity category. We have like 10 different categories, and movement and charity is probably my favorite because if you do some sort of charitable act, and if you have a movement that impacts the society itself and disrupt our society and humanity into the right path. For example, washing your hands, or social distancing. We with technology, we have a great way to prove our credit to the society and credit to ourselves, and then that credit can turn into an actual monetization and incentive. That's the idea behind Tribe. And a lot of people ask, how do you make money out of this? You probably be losing if you're handing out dollars here, dollars there. But we have what I call the secret sauce. I actually came up with 6 different revenue models for this particular app. I'm still working on if we should pursue all 6 of them. We'll probably pursue maybe 4 at least. But money is not the problem here. So why don't we as a collective incentivize people for achieving their goals, pushing forward into their society, and then be rewarded for doing charitable and doing the right thing within the society. And I think that's totally applicable with the advancement of technology and application on phones. They can do wondrous things, and that's what Tribe is. Mission is, and Tribe is pursuing to fulfill its dreams. So with that said, currently we do have a platform launching for general public, but it's not until December. So right now we're actually catering to enterprises and then starting a little bit small. The way I say that is cater towards enterprises, cater towards the HR and the employees, and then to grow within the company. And for using the same concept, when an employee within your organization wants to grow and then stay longer within the company and be happier within the company and the grow culture within the company, you know. And it doesn't have to be a company; it can be any organization, from kickball league to a a dancing competition and stuff like that. But we call it an enterprise because it's more easier to say. But any organization can sign up, and then it's pretty completely free trial for enterprises, and we call it the Enterprise Alpha, and that's the product that we're pushing. It's totally the same app as the general public app user basis and user cases, but we are making it much simpler for employers and employees to be collectively happy to use this app. And then clear goal and career goals are set for your employees or people in your organization. You know, we collective as like humanity, we all work as a one giant, collective. We're kind of like a giant beehive stuck in this planet called Earth. And then it's the same concept with organizations, such as companies. Within companies, it's a collective of people trying to achieve certain things that they set out to do. So how do we, as a technology company, can and a tool, help you achieve that? And Tribe is a great platform and a product to be used to incentivize your employees and employers to also check and then reward the people that they want to go long and far with, and then really help them grow within their organization, and then the career to be changed, and to achieve that what they want to do within the organization. And then I think Tribe is going to be really beneficial for all the collective organizations in the world. So one of the biggest challenges that we faced, we are a startup company, and there are so many hurdles that we have faced in the past. But I believe the biggest one is, bringing people and persuading the vision to them as a collective, and trusting their commitment to the part-time project that we started up back in 2020. It was a late 2020, so it was like middle of pandemic, the global pandemic, and COVID-19 has really changed the wave and the flow of the industry. And then the way we overcome it was, we definitely had a great structure that I thought of, which was like everything is remote and everything is like part-time anyway, so why not use a smart tool and technology task management tools to track everyone, and then put them in a cycle where it works best. And then I believe there is a professional term where we call this agile or scrum cycle within the development space, but it's more intuitive and it's more innovative than that, because agile and scrum cycle, I believe, is built not for the pandemic. It was built, I believe, in like 90s or something like that. That was when it first, I believe, it came out. I could be totally wrong on that, but the point is, it's not built for the pandemic. So how do we innovate and cater ourselves to this remote environment where virtually everyone's like more happier, more engaged, and more committed. And then there's another thing, because when a new employee or when a new teammate comes on board into this project, like how can we trust them and then expect their commitment to this project? It was very challenging, filtering out different candidates, and finding the like-minded founding members. So like that was like a huge challenge, at least for my perspective. But in the business as a whole, we had to, it was trial and error a lot of the time in the beginning, but we shifted our strategy and then pivoted ourselves from learning from our failures. And then I know it could be like kind of cliche saying that we struggled during the pandemic, but I think we came out on top. I think we definitely adapted and innovated ourselves where pandemic, we used it as a part of the decision and the strategy, and then we came on top of it, basically, and I think it became a great thing. And then there was another issue that we kind of faced was there was this confidentiality within this application, because it's such a brand new idea, and then it's a huge new concept. And then I know I'm trying to limit myself because everyone in the company has an NDA, and then I don't want to like limit say too much of of our secret sauces, but what I can say is like this environment has definitely proven to be agile and proven to be work best for people and employees and team members all across the country, and hopefully the globe in the future. But we'll have to see where we go with that. But we grew from a team size of maybe 3 people in last year, and then beginning of this year we've been growing and growing, and now we have close to 20 people within the team. And they're all like we still struggle with like some sort of like commitment to things because we're all remote and part-time. We're all working on this like outside of our daily lives. Most of our meetings are at nighttime, to cater to some of the people that lives in California, that's like 2-hour difference. So around like 7 p.m. and stuff like that, we have meetings, and it's going great because that's when everyone's like kind of available, and they're not really doing anything, but they still have this idea and company in mind, and they're working on it whenever they want. It just they are able to be tracked through our software and our business and project tracking tools. And as I said, technology such as AWS cloud servers, and basic tracking tools, and a lot of like this recording devices and websites, they have endured our company to be same level as like a lot of big companies out there. They gave us this tools to be successful, get this idea across, and then being developed into a actual company. And I think that's something that everyone should take advantage of, especially during the pandemic when Zoom and all these software products and technology has evolved to cater the company into this much better and bigger organization. And yeah, that's something that I really was able to struggle through, but now I'm thankful that I struggled through it, because I wouldn't not have came up with this great system of a company without that obstacle in the way. And yeah, that's something that I wanted to share. And something that I just reminded myself of was the essence of every business. I believe is no matter how simple or big it is, it's built on relationships and networks, right? And as like the head of the business, and it was so hard during the pandemic for me to go out or network with people, and it pretty much still is, and we've been like trying hard to you use the virtual tools and stuff like that, but it's different from meeting people face to face than trying to set up random people from virtual hours. It's very different. But I think that struggle that we have to go through, making I think relationships are one of the most important thing. Relationship within your own organization. That's how like Tribe was. One of the ideas of why Tribe was like founded is because relationship between an employer and an employee is crucial, and you have to have the best relationship no matter what the cost is. You always have to be in a positive mindset, especially as an employer. And we lack a lot of resources. We're a startup company. We work part-time on this, and this project, my dream is to work full-time on this, eventually, but we just doesn't have the scale yet. And I think doing competitions and applications throughout, and then like really engaging ourselves and our soon to come alpha enterprise product to businesses and stuff like that will open doors to investors. And with the COVID restriction going down, I believe we can definitely network and build relationships within many people, and conferences and stuff like that. And I think we definitely had it the right way, and we definitely had how we became out of those struggles is we used our time. We never wasted time. We always used our time. If we can make relationship, how about we be ready much as possible? And then if we do get some sort of virtual call, how about we get a feedback from it as soon as possible? And then we built upon that feedback again and again, and trial and error, and then that's all it takes, I think, to become a successful business. And eventually relationship, as I said, is very important. But are you ready for that? Are you ready for this relationship to thrive? I think that's the biggest thing that I also struggle with. So the last question from this application that I'm catering my business to is that what would I do with the money that I gain, specifically $10,000 for the business? We're in much of the need for another round of funding, because we originally had a seed funding, which was another struggle and another hardship that we were have to go through during the pandemic, was trying to find investors and trying to find grants and funding online, basically virtually, which is very harder thing to do. But receiving that $10,000, I will definitely first probably able to use at least half of it to hire more skilled developers and hire more people to write codes, and for investing on our development, because right now, we are launching our alpha enterprise version by next month, which is going to be the first thing that's going to be a B2B business model for a lot of the companies out there. But the problem is, we want to make it perfect. Like Steve Jobs, when he's like, focused on his product, he doesn't really much care how much money, like, it's all about user happiness. It's all about the product readiness. Product has to be perfect as possible, much as possible. Nothing is perfect, but much as possible. And I want to spend at least half of that, about $5,000, in hiring more skilled developers, more feedback groups, and researchers, and UI experts, and to really paved and mold the product into a perfection. And then we're about like 70-80% done with our production, but we can use a lot more help, because we don't have too many developers. I mean, half of our team is technically developers, but we're all young entrepreneurs, so we don't have much experience. But as a lot of people know, software engineers and developers, they're very expensive, especially with their experience. We definitely don't have money. I mean, $10,000 technically doesn't even cover it. I don't know if people know the base salary of basic software engineers within a year is like six figures, and and that's like hundreds of thousands of dollars that usually for a year. But as I said, that comes at an expensive price. So half of our 10,000 budget will definitely go towards that. Addition to that, 3,000 will be probably spent on marketing our product, because no matter how great the product is, if people don't see it and people don't know about it, it's not gonna get to people's doors. People are not going to use it or download it. So we're gonna spend a hefty chunk, which is like 3,000, 30% of the reward money towards marketing and public relations, and then finally rest of the 2,000. And people will be like, oh, that's kind of stupid, don't waste your money. But as I said earlier in this application, relationship is very important. And what Thrive mission is, empowering and improving and making people happier. And how can we as a company do that if we're not setting an example ourselves? So $2,000 will definitely go towards building up the company, and then giving, because like some of the huge leaders here is getting minimum wage, part-time wage, and that's really sad. And I want to really reward the people here. We want to incentivize the people that work so hard here and believing the commitment. And then that also goes towards people who are joining us in the future. I want to create this great culture within the company. And it's timing is according to research, timing is number one in startup success. But timing is something that we can't really control. We try to meet the timelines, and we try to meet certain fluctuation of the market much as possible. But the second thing that we can control, that is most important within all the factors, is the team and the execution of the company. And I want to invest in my team. And no matter how much people disagree, I have mentors. I don't think they disagree either. But team is what makes an organization so great, and what makes our product great, and towards our client, our happiness level really matters to us. So I know it's a little unorthodox to spending, a reward money, a competition, or money towards your team, but I think that's necessary for the functioning of the business and the success of the business. Yeah. And yeah, before I end, and in the case if we win $5,000, I think it will probably, the ratio will just like drop down. The budget will probably drop down, but it will still be about the same. Out of 5,000, 2,000 will be spent towards the developer. 3,000 will still stay the same, because developers, pursuing them, and I can give them equity, towards developing what they believe. But about half and half, 2,500 here, 2,500 there. So 2,500 towards development will be spent on, if we get 5,000, and then 2,500 will be spent towards public relations and marketing. So half and half, 50%. Sadly, we won't get that extra 2,000 that I mentioned earlier to empower and then bring up our culture and the happiness level of our organization. But I'm sure if we truly believe in the product, we can really make it. And I don't see any problem with the investors and mentors with my decision on this one, because at the end of the day, it's business production. That's what's important. And the business, sticking with the business model, and we definitely pivoted from our original business model, but having that 2,500 towards development and making that perfect. I know it's a little bit lower budget than we anticipated, and then 2,500 because PR and marketing, as I said, is what gets our product into people's hands. So yeah.
Goals. Something that we set to keep us succeeding. Investment. Billionaire Warren Buffett once said, "The best investment you can make is an investment in yourself." Thrive, an app that pays you for completing your goals. Thrive is for those who can't find the time or motivation to do what they've always wanted to do. Try that new activity. Work on that passion. Who want to be better than they were yesterday. Thrive's functionality is tailored for easy goal setting and sharing for everyone. All you have to do is choose one of our goals, set how much you want to invest in this goal, and your motivation is in place. Along your journey, take pictures and post them to your Thrive page. Check out what goals your friends set too. When you complete your goal, you get your money back. Plus, you get an extra bonus from us. Invest in yourself. What will you thrive today?